1212. What's the podcast? 1212. What's the podcast? Episode 98. What's the podcast? We are back. Banned from TV. DJ Jerome Baker the third. I'm in the building along with my man, always available. Hashtag Streetwear Eddie.
What's good?
And don't charge Abdul.
Right.
Do remember you can listen to What's the Podcast everywhere podcasts are streaming. If you want to check out our archive, you can listen to us at whatsapodcast.live. And you can check us out on YouTube. Just search What's a Podcast. We are the first couple options that pop up because we are the best. YouTube is going down. It's cracking. We're everywhere now. Episode 98. So that means in 2 weeks we're gonna have ourselves a good celebration.
It's gonna be a function.
It's gonna be a Yums function. Everybody will have some carry out from Yums as we celebrate our 100th episode.
We're not fucking with no Yums on 100 episode.
Why not?
I mean,
it's a tradition. We've been going to this spot
like ketos.
That whole 30.
He can do some steamed broccoli or something.
That's
you know
true.
I'm not. Listen. I will.
Up in there.
Yeah.
I will sidestep the whole 30 for one meal.
He can get some sushi from Yums.
No,
I'm not doing. No, definitely not getting sushi from a carryout. That's not gonna happen.
Why not?
Because we either gonna go hard or go home. You know what I mean?
Don't bastardize Yums' name. Respect that name when you talk about it.
It's either
respect on that name.
Yeah,
it's
get
either
some sushi.
It's either 4 pieces. No, because my bathroom will get lit up later that night. It's either
what you gonna get, 4-piece fried chicken with
it'll be
rice
4 pieces French fries. You know what I'm saying? Salt, pepper, ketchup.
Salt, pepper, ketchup, mumbo sauce.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm that DC, but we'll make it work. You know what I mean?
Listen, you gotta sabadab it all. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
This is what we'll do because you have the relationship. We'll place the order ahead of time. You can go pick it up, drop it off at my crib.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
got you.
So, we'll make it work. But
we're on the guest list at Yums. Anytime, always, any day. Doesn't matter if there's 50 people in line. We'll move to the front. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Always.
So what we'll do is obviously is a lot going on in the world. Do remember to always. They actually said it is best to double mask now. So if you happen to be in the street utilizing common sense, double mask, because Fauci said that's probably the best option. Biden said we pretty much can't change how bad it's going to be in the coming, I want to say 2 months. So you need to prepare for that. I do.
Listen,
it's like when you had to wear 2 condoms. You remember those days? You know
I never
what I mean?
pulled that move before.
I heard of it. It was a double negative because they said when you wore 2 condoms, when the rubber rubs together, the 2 condoms, the condom breaks. So you're fucking yourself by wearing 2 condoms. But at the time, it just made sense when you're younger. You're like, oh shit, nah, this is extra protection. Wrong.
So it's all good. We're always we're here.
Double masking works better than double condoms.
Double masking is something
that's the message.
We're gonna stand by double masking more. So everything else is a that's for Abdul.
Jerome been on the double mask wave though. He's been on that double mask.
Listen, I've been on double
since day one.
Since day one.
I want to say Jerome without 2 masks on.
Yeah, I want to say since the first day when we went back to Commonwealth, I was like, man, I don't trust these people. And yeah, man, double masked ever since. So
yeah,
I
gotta say, the back of my ears are now starting to hurt a little bit from just having the mask on for too long.
That sounds like I gotta.
Really?
Anytime that I've had that problem, I just always get a new mask, and it's just I feel better. Yeah, you kind of readjust. You know what I'm saying? Because like
the other one just sit a little different.
I use the blue mask or whatever white mask.
Yeah.
Use that. That's the underneath one, and then the top layer is either like a NBA, NFL, or a Commonwealth mask.
Black.
So you know what I'm saying? There's a system in place that works for me, and you know what I'm saying? You just gotta that's what I feel. And then when I'm working out, I only wear one outside.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? I only wear one outside. I wear the heavier one. I don't like the light blue one outside. I feel like you can rip at any moment.
That's what I wear when I'm running.
It's gonna bust on your ears.
Yeah, like you just pop me. You're like, oh, now you're just like that one person who's working out without a mask.
Pause on having that shit bust in your ear. To show you where I come from.
Wow. Rest in peace, 5 dogs. Rest in peace, 5 dogs.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? People, if you're utilizing common sense, if you're not in Florida or Texas or
Arizona,
Georgia, Arizona's chill.
Chill. this. What's up with Kellen? Is he good?
He gets his shot Friday.
Is he wearing a mask? No.
Yeah, he gets his shot Friday. Yeah, man.
Once Kellen gets that shot,
we have to get him on the show.
He's gonna be without a shirt on and a mask on.
It's about 72 degrees in Arizona right now. So, but
shout out to Jerome's brother.
It snowed yesterday.
Yeah, it snowed yesterday, like on like Vegas, Arizona, like multiple places out there. So, climate change is real. Also, God knows summer's gonna be crazy.
I think I've seen my ears are now starting to hurt from having the mask on too long. But I saw Silent Tom had a little gadget where he has a little strap that connects to the back of his head, a little contraption he bought on Amazon, so he doesn't have to have the shit behind his ears. It's a terrible looking thing, and listen, I hope everybody laughs at Tom when they see him out with that shit on.
But listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna look into that because I have a feeling that once the store reopens, especially on 14th Street now, we're gonna get some people walking in who aren't gonna, you know what I'm saying, like. Before I bark on them, masks. They're not going to be properly, and like I have no problem barking on anybody.
Nah,
so
of course. Don't even set one foot in without a mask on. Get the fuck out.
You'd be surprised how many times it happens, though. Like really, you'd be surprised. You'd be like, bro, like what are you thinking? Like,
yeah,
I know you just got out of your car smells like weed and you finished listening to Lil Baby, but this is not that area. I need you to put the mask on. No, we don't have masks for sale.
Yeah,
and half the time, if I see somebody take it out their back pocket or out the side of their pocket, it's all flimsy and shit. I'm like, bro, nah, it's not gonna. Yeah, we're actually, I'd be like, our internet's down.
Yeah, you know what? Take some of this sanitizer and rub it on your face.
Not even. I just be like, the internet's down, and they'd be like, I can't look. Like, fam, it's not a museum.
He got like the mask on. Where, like, he only got one mask.
But I'm just saying, right? Like, if you could tell when a mask when they forget, they go back to the car, it's all flimsy and shit, or they put it out their back pocket. I'm like, the internet's down, my guy. Yeah, sorry. And then like I said, it's not a museum, bro. Like, you can't really.
Yeah.
If you wait outside about 30 minutes, we got you. And they leave at that point. So, that's a little trick of the trade right there. Shout out to Larry.
Listen, Larry, gems. These are gems. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in the retail business, this is gems. Listen,
I've been in there a long time. Episode 98, What's a Podcast? We want to give a big shout out to fellow podcast royalty, our guy. He's What's a Podcast family, Authentic. Authentic tweeted this morning, it's been 365 days since he touched alcohol.
That's amazing, man. Good for him.
And what he said was that he just sort of was like, you know what? I just want to give this a try. I don't want to drink anymore. Yeah. And he just said it's been 365 days. And I think you can tell when you speak to Authentic. I mean, he's very direct to the point. He's very there's some intensity, you know what I'm saying, between I don't want to see Authentic turned up too much. You know what I mean? Like but shout out to him for just being able to be that dedicated, you know what I'm saying, and that tuned in. I'm gonna make it this month without drinking. I'm super happy about that.
I've made it my whole life without drinking,
and that's awesome. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, right? But for me.
I want to see Authentic give up PlayStation for 365 days.
Like, stop gaming for a year.
Yeah. Let's see if you can do that, brother.
Nah. How about we do this? I'm going to put that in the comments of their next post on Instagram, and we'll see what happens. Right,
what do you think? Do you think who's going to put money on that?
He's not fucking with you on that.
That's a foolish bet.
That's a loser's bet.
But nevertheless,
there's no way Authentic can give up gaming for a whole year. Like,
listen, if I get my hands on a PS5, it's a whole different world, right? I would turn up. So, but once again, we want to give obviously big shout out to him for being able to do that,
of course,
because everybody's not will necessarily, but interest can sometimes get in the way, and he's a nightlife guy. It's part of what he has to do, being at the studio and the after parties and all that kind of stuff, but.
Authentic Whats'a Podcast family members from day one too. So shout out to All or Nothing Studios. And he looked out for us and engineered our sessions and pretty much helped us put the podcast together. So and check out his podcast as well, Authentic and the Beard. They're getting ready for Super Bowl weekend. They're a big NFL football based week to week podcast, and they do a live show on YouTube and everything. I mean, they're popping. So you know what I'm saying. So shout out to them.
Yeah. So episode 98 was a podcast. Obviously, we're here in DC. We always have a bit of just part of our daily lives is always sort of intertwined with politics, and the Biden administration has sort of hit the ground running in terms of making some changes, just to I can't say necessarily pre-existing conditions, but like policies and things that were enacted before they started. So they got rid of the travel ban, or they brought the travel
Muslim
ban back. Yeah, the Muslim ban. Yeah,
they lifted it.
They got rid of that.
They lifted that. But one of the big ones that they enacted was they terminated the federal private prison contracts.
There
which,
we go.
You know what I'm saying, obviously is very important. And it kind of shows you the direction Biden's trying to follow. He campaigned on racial equality, equity, and they've kind of said that there is the for-profit prison system disproportionately affects black people, like black men specifically. And so 100%. As a result of that, Biden jumped into that super quick. And I think that, if we continue to see what they're doing, because they're moving swiftly on the climate change issue as well, we joined the Paris Accord. And I mean, there's a bunch of things that so far Biden and his team are paying attention to. Yeah. And we'll see about, we'll see about what's going down. You know what I mean? I think that's important for everybody just to know that, we see the prison thing. We see how marijuana is a very profitable business in America now. And we know that there's tons of black men who are serving unjust jail sentences for marijuana, conviction, possession, etc. And now we're turning, we see entire billion-dollar companies founded by white guys off the back of what these black dudes lost their freedom
are
for.
still doing time in jail for.
Still doing time in jail for. You know what I mean? So
I mean, the prison industrial complex is just such a crazy thing, and just completely misaligned to just affect people of color, men of color, women of color. I mean, if you look at the justice system of America, it just affects black and brown men and women so much more than it does pilgrims. I mean, you just look at the meme going around. Well, it's like, I don't even know it's a meme, but it's like a message of the gentleman who got arrested and locked up for 3 years for he was falsely accused of stealing some book bag, which he actually never stole. Yeah. Kept in jail for 3 years, and he ended up committing suicide and killing himself. And compare that to the pilgrim woman who on January 6th, on her own accord, decided to storm the Capitol with the rest of the domestic terrorists, walk into Nancy Pelosi's office, steal her laptop, and try to sell it to the Russians. And she was let go.
She got released to her mother.
To her mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a justice system that allows a man who was also part of that same domestic terrorism group that is now in jail complaining that his diet needs to consist of organic food, and the judge granted him that. And now you compare that to ICE detainees who were held in Muslim ICE detainees that were held in the borders and forced to eat pork and things that are against their religion. Like, it's just such a drastic stretch of what white people can do as opposed to what people of color are allowed to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What are those white actresses that got accused of cheating to get their kids into colleges? Yep. And they got pretty much a slap on the wrist, as opposed to the one mother out of, I think it was Arkansas, Alabama, or Georgia, one of those, but Texas, who gave an address in a good school district so her daughter could attend, or her kid could attend a better high school, and she was locked up for fucking 5 years, or maybe even more.
A public school.
Yeah. A public school. Yeah.
Private?
No, it was. I think it was a public school.
It was a public school. Yeah, she got 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just such a fucked up justice system that this country has, and I'm just glad to see, it's gonna take a long time. This shit is not gonna change even in Biden's administration, but I think starting these conversations and starting to do the right thing towards fixing some of this really like feels somewhat better. I mean, I need to see follow up and I need to see this completed and followed all the way through. So him signing this thing to terminate all private prisons, has that already happened or does it need to go through another round of like approvals or something?
Oh, Biden's order. The action is part of the administration's effort to address. The order directs the Justice Department to decline to renew contracts with privately operated for-profit prisons.
Okay. So that means whenever that contract is up for renegotiation, they're just going to decline it. So who knows when that is, but at least we know that in the future, private companies are not going to be able to profit off the backs of black men and women and brown men and women.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a positive, man. Yeah, I feel different walking around. Just, you know what I'm saying? It kind of feels like home again. You know what I mean? Like with this new administration, ever since last week, Wednesday, it's just been...
There's definitely a better energy out there, for sure.
The energy has just been like... Yeah. It's different. Like everywhere I go, like I feel like everybody else kind of feels that as well. You know,
you got to think there's a lot of people that used to live here that all lost their job now. You know what I mean? So they all move out.
Indeed.
There's a lot of action. They've also halted the sale of guns to, I believe, Saudi Arabia and the UAE, because I believe the Trump administration was caking off of that. Caking off of that. So they halted the sale of that to basically look at the contracts to kind of see what was really going on there. You know what I mean? So, you know, Biden and his team have come in, quote unquote, guns blazing, and they're definitely looking to make some changes that will, you know what I'm saying, hopefully benefit people of color across the country and maybe across the world, honestly. You know what I'm saying? America is still seen as a leader in some places, not as many. And you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens.
They call themselves the leader of the free world. I don't know who gave America that title, but you know, if you're gonna live up to that, if you're gonna live up to that name, then you at least need to really open arms to everybody across the whole world, which means people of all colors and creeds and backgrounds. You know, and you know, Biden has already has the most diverse cabinet in the history of the United States. Yeah. So, you know, having people around you that care about different ethnicities and immigrants and religions really helps you kind of carve those decisions. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're heading down the right path, and I hope I'm right. You know, and Kamala, come on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Kamala, come on the show.
This is a big boost for HBCUs, man. Having a vice president of the United States be an HBCU alum, I think is just amazing. I think we're gonna see more and more kids start going to you know, places like Howard and Hampton, and of course the rest of the HBCUs across America. You know, my daughter is already talking about now she wants to go to Howard or Spelman and things like that, and you know, we'll obviously we have a long way to go. Jerome and I, you know what I'm saying, both our kids are about the same age. So that's going to be something we need to talk about in about 10 years or so. But yeah, I mean, the future looks bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my daughter expressed interest in going to Howard as well.
Right.
I told her no. One, I went to Hampton.
He said,
But two, I mean, unless it's free, you know what I'm saying? I would love for her just to sort of get out of here. Like, no disrespect to Howard at all, but you know,
you'd rather her go to Hampton or
no? I just wanted to get out of the immediate area. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know kids from DC that went to Hampton and they were home every weekend, and that just,
you want her to go see something different.
Yeah. Go, you know what I'm saying? Give me a reason.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm the complete opposite. I want them
here. Stay at home. Live in the house.
Yeah. Live in the house.
I really want my daughter to go to school in New York so I can move. You know what I mean? That would be super tight. And
I thought you. Shout out
to Biggs, our homie DJ Biggs.
DJ Biggs. Okay, what's up with him?
His daughter just got a scholarship offer, like $120K for some school in New York City. So
amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Amazing. He was beside himself. He was like,
congratulations.
Yeah, he was going crazy. So, you know, shout out to everybody. Shout out to parents who are just trying.
Yeah, because that's just a big achievement, not just for a kid, but for the whole family, because everybody
Absolutely.
sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
shout out to Biggs, his whole family, and of course to his daughter as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's the podcast? Episode 98, banned from TV. We've touched on it shortly, but the announcement was made official this week via the Commonwealth Instagram, and that is that we are moving. I say we because Silent Tom and myself handle business down there. We've been in Adams Morgan since 2007, really late 2006, and our last day for business was a couple weeks ago, right after the New Year, I want to say. And so we'll now be on 14th Street, in 1811 14th Street is the address, Northwest, which puts us right in the middle of things. I mean, we're going to be in the mix, 100%.
Listen, you got a lot of good lunch options, dog.
With Silent Tom and I discussed it, and I think all we're really going to focus on is
Popeyes,
chicken and whiskey. Ted's too expensive, you know what I'm saying? But chicken and whiskey.
Do we get the homie discount at chicken and whiskey? Okay.
Yeah, get the plug there, and it's healthier. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think from the early conversations, it's not going to be as loosey goosey as things have been, and so you know what I mean.
I mean, listen,
you know,
I think all this sounds good until Tom starts chomping down some pizza, like jumbo slice every fucking day. So there's always that possibility as well.
I think by the time we open, it might be 60 degrees outside, and you know if it gets real scenic out there, nobody's eating pizza. We'll all be just drinking water and starving ourselves for the entire shift.
Fuck that! I'd be outside with some yums, like hanging out outside. Yums is just a walk away, a few blocks away. Listen,
you can do that.
Yeah, get some steak and cheese egg rolls with some duck sauce. Come on, ooh, with the chili oil on top of it. Stop it now.
But nevertheless, if you live on the East
shit
Coast,
is fire. Steak and cheese egg rolls. Come on, from the Chinese carryout. Amazing.
But if you're trying to remain in a size large T-shirt, you're going to avoid all of that, and you're going to. We'll be on 14th Street, like I said, man, probably mid-March. Hopefully,
that's when the anticipated opening date is, mid-March.
Like that. Yeah, for sure. It's interesting though, because you know. We'll see where the city sits at that time in terms of the restrictions. I know that the restaurant restrictions were
lifted, right?
Yeah, they were lifted.
25% indoor.
Yeah, 25% indoor with 50% outside. I think it was something like that. So at this point in time, I mean, the biggest thing that I think DC has to worry about is can it get enough people vaccinated before it gets warm outside? Because once it gets warm outside, it's a wrap. Like we saw that last summer. Yeah,
people
you're not
staying in the house regardless.
Exactly, and they just want to be outside. Like I know I'll be on my bike every day. Once you know what I'm saying. Bella and I'll be on my bike.
Gonna be outside.
So
I'm outside right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but DC has had I think we spoke about DC's trouble that they've had vaccinating people, and especially people of color. Right. And so they've been focusing on the seniors, particularly the seniors in wards 1, 4, 5, 7, and 8. That's been like DC's focus. So
those are the
now,
black neighborhoods.
Yeah, black and Latino.
Yeah, black and Latino. Yeah.
So now what they're possibly doing is they're going to potentially start vaccinating people if you have a BMI over 25.
What's a BMI? Baby mama?
Your body mass index.
Oh, okay. What's that, like your body fat?
You're just your entire sort of makeup. Yeah. So basically, if you, it's not the most reliable tool. Like that's even been addressed, right? But
Jerome will go show up with his watch, like, boom, look, I'm ready, I'm good to go. I got my BMI on my wrist.
Well, the problem is the average American has a BMI of 29.
Yeah, everybody
does. Technically, everybody does.
Yeah.
But what they're trying to say is because if you have any factors that being overweight or obese could make the COVID symptoms worse, let's get you vaccinated first.
Yeah.
So if you have a BMI of above 25 or above, because this 65 and older isn't working at the moment, they're saying.
You don't think it's working? I'm hearing all the appointments are taken up. There's a huge influx
I get
of people
I get the email every morning.
Yeah,
I get the email every morning, but it's not a lot of appointments though.
Yeah. they're full, but they're just not administering that many vaccines. To
Yeah,
people.
and even when you try to go to Giant, like even if you try to make an appointment at Giant, they're still like, hey, if you're not in the phases that DC has right now, we can't give you an appointment. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried to pull
Right.
up, and they were just like, they're like, you were full for the day, and they're like,
Oh,
what phase
okay.
are
I
you?
see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what phase? And it was like, one. There's only one B right now, which is 65.
Yeah, which
and
is
older.
65 and older. Right.
Yeah, so
You
DC
gotta
is
hit the
going through
Safeway,
it.
dog. You gotta hit the Safeway.
I mean,
Don't
I was
fuck with the Giant.
already shopping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's very rare that I don't have Isabella. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I need to, when I don't have her, I have to do a lot in a
feel
short
you.
time. So
I feel you.
so you know,
Listen,
it's
just feel free to drop my name or Streetwear Eddie's name at
Yeah.
the Safeway.
I'll do that.
Ask for my man. What's his name? Edward. And just be like, yo, you're with Whats'a podcast, and you be good.
So we spoke about the restaurants of restrictions being lifted, and if you guys look at the chat, one of our favorite restaurants is called Le Diplomat.
Yep.
Right, Le Diplomat has now they have you know, I don't know, we call them pods, they call them chateaus.
Oh
And
my
these are
god.
the new
That's your
street-side-
spot. That's your spot.
street side chateaus for you to eat at when you're sitting outside. Single party.
Are those permanent fixtures now? What's the deal with those?
I think they might be.
They got
It
wooden
looks
floors
permanent.
and all that shit.
No, I know, I'm saying, but like all the spots that have outdoor seating, is that here to stay, or like 2 months they're gonna have to rip it down once everybody's
I think they should.
vaccinated?
I think they
I,
should.
I think this can be easy to rip down.
So listen, so
So-
what
Diplomat shit is like they got like
This shit is
drilled to the
off the
ground.
chain. I like
Yeah.
it.
they have, one of the very pod at the very end is it's a electrical room. Like they're running power out the joint. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
all of
It's
them
a-
have
They
fucking
all have
in
power.
them.
Yeah, and they all have
right.
like
So
world class heaters in them.
Exactly.
This shit is official. They got the NFL heaters from the games.
So I also don't know if you guys saw what was a part of Mayor Bowser's in the restrictions that she lifted. They are potentially trying to create like a what's the street in New Orleans?
Bourbon
They're
Street.
they're trying to create a Bourbon Street in DC.
Where?
I thought they're trying to close down Adams Morgan, right?
So what they're trying to
13th
do
Street.
is they're trying to take like districts. They're trying to make drinking in public a legal thing, right? And so
Okay.
like
It'll
what
be
they
off
would
the
do is
chain.
shut down like 18th Street on a particular Saturday night or something. You could order from indoors, and then you could just drink and mill about in the middle of the street.
I mean, I feel like people are doing that now because everywhere
Yeah.
has to-go cups.
Yeah,
like you
that's
can
true.
walk up to any bar, any restaurant, and be like, "Yo, let me get 3 drinks to go. Here you goes your straw, everything. Like pull up."
Yeah, because I think it started actually when COVID first started. They had the
That's
little
what I'm saying.
pouches. They were
Yeah.
giving you little pouches with
Like
like
Capri Sun.
martinis and all that shit
Yeah.
inside of it, and
Yeah.
you could just grab
Yeah,
that shit and
but
to
I
go.
think it's one thing if it's like to go and like you're just kind of walking around aimlessly. But I think they're actually trying to designate districts in various parts of town to help the businesses sort of
Yeah.
stay. It's like if you had an 8th Street day every day. You know what I'm saying? Every weekend we're just gonna shut down 8th Street from Friday. Like you know how they shut down the park from like
Yeah,
7
yeah.
Saturday
Yep.
7 a.m. So you do that. We're gonna shut down 8th Street from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or whatever the case may be.
That's kind of dope. If they,
I
do
like
that,
it.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah,
I think it's genius, man. I think it's
Yeah.
genius, and I think that you know what you'll have is spots will start hitting DJs up. Hey man,
Well, and
we
all those businesses will start to prosper again too, man. Like,
Yeah.
they need something like that.
we
You
should
need
come
it,
up
you
with
need
some sort of idea, something that we can sell over there. What can we sell? Because I'd like to set up shop with something. Be like, yo, empanadas or something.
Because you could sell some of your sneakers.
No, I'm not gonna. I'll just get robbed by a whole bunch of drunk dudes.
He's like, no, absolutely not.
But we should set up shop. I mean, that would be great to something make money.
We could sell What's a Podcast T-shirts, hats, pins,
I
all
could
that
resell like McDonald's burgers or something like something, chicken sandwiches from Popeyes. Be like, yo,
You could set up
$12 a chicken
little
sandwich.
Yums booth.
Listen,
Yeah.
man, what's
There we
what's
go.
a podcast? We'll set up a mobile Yums booth.
Yeah.
There have been some businesses that have really been doing well in DC. There's a spot called Little Minor Taco. I don't know if you guys have heard about it
Yep,
or seen the
yep.
Instagram post, but
Nah, that shit is official. That's the one you get
It's
to
official.
you dip the taco inside of the soup, right?
Well, a lot of places do that, but theirs is really good. There's a space on U Street that does that too. Taco Sachi, I believe it's called Taqueria Sachi,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. That shit is official too.
it's bang. It's right by Roaming Rooster. Yeah.
Yep,
So
yep.
there's I think people have been making it work, and I think at this point it's just like, hey, we need to make it work better than we did last summer.
Where is Little Minor Taco at?
It's actually right when you cross. It's on Rhode Island Avenue, right when you cross into Maryland.
Oh, I've
Like,
never been there.
Mount Rainier.
Main Rainier.
Okay.
So as soon as you cross Rhode
Okay,
Island, there's
yep,
a little circle
yep.
right there. It's on the circle. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
I've never been
they
there.
have another one in Bethesda, I believe, or something like that. So
Speaking of Rhode Island Avenue, shout out to the museum, friends of the show,
Oh yeah.
and former guests. They're also located in that area.
true. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So shout out to the museum. They're absolutely destroying it. If you need a Redskins colored sweatsuit, get that in your life. You feel me? But yeah, I mean, episode 98. All right, so boom, like we can't not talk about it anymore, right? But the talk of the day is everybody is now a day trader. Everybody is now a stockbroker. Everybody is now finding their niche as a financial expert, if you will.
Listen, I'm just finding out that Jerome's been a millionaire for the last like 12 years now.
I'm
Jerome
not
got
a millionaire.
Bitcoins.
Jerome is liquid. You know what I'm saying? He's got actually, is the IRS listening?
Crazy portfolio.
Yeah, his portfolio is
I'm not gonna owe them
diversified your bonds.
I'm not
You know
going to
what
owe
I'm
them as
saying?
much this year, so it's all
We're gonna be
good.
posting a screenshot of Jerome's portfolio on this
Definitely
episode.
not.
Jerome is like he's with Wu-Tang Financial.
Never.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So basically, what happened was, and this is going to be the easiest, this was the best description that I could find. So basically, GameStop reworked their company a bit, which led to an increase in their share price. GameStop has long been seen as a company that is going to fail sooner or later. So the big hedge funds, people where rich people put their money and let smart people play with it for them, decided to take advantage of the rise and short the stock. This means that they sort of loaned shares on the assumption that the stock price would fall back down again, and whatever the price difference was, they would be paid. If the stock price went up, however, they would have to pay the difference instead and lose money. So somebody on Reddit, this is a Reddit forum, a thread called Wall Street Bet, said, let's all buy and hold GameStop stocks to pump up the price, increasing the demand and reducing supply for stocks. The hedge funds cannot bail out their shorts early, so they will hemorrhage money paying the difference as the price goes up. Well, everyone who buys in gets to ride that massive wave as high as it will go, when the hedge funds literally lose so much money that they will collapse. It is class warfare, ordinary people just draining the rich's money by beating them at their own game.
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So basically, you know what I mean? If you're on Twitter, a lot of people have just been giving their opinions, and some people have been screenshotting their Robinhood accounts. If you're on Robinhood, follow us. I guess you can follow people on Robinhood. I'm not 100% sure, but
I don't want anybody following me on Robinhood.
Yeah, my shit's on. I think my shit's on private.
everybody, listen, man. There's
My portfolio is just very embarrassing.
Listen, but I'm not against people beating the system at its own game, right? We have long forever suffered under the system in a variety of ways, and why not let people who have been, screwing the American public out forever? I mean, we all remember the 2008, right, when the market crashed, the banks did all their sort of dirty business, and
derivatives
so now people,
and shit.
yeah. One guy went from, there's one guy who put $12.9 million into GameStop last year. He got 2.1 billion now, just in one day.
Clot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got sell.
So Jerome, what I'm understanding, because it seems like you're the expert amongst the three of us, is all these hedge funds pretty much had bought a lot of stock out of GameStop, and then they decided to open up the stock to some of the stock to the rest of the world, hoping that the price would drop, right?
Yes.
And then the price dropped, but the Reddit community and all these small individual traders decided to take advantage of that, and they bought so many shares that what the price just went up miraculously.
Or
Because
through the
I
roof.
read it went. It's been up 680% just in the month of January.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So if you they all bought, but how does this affect the hedge funds? How do they lose money if everybody else is? Don't they win with everybody else?
No, because remember where it says this means that they sort of loan shares on the assumption that the stock price would fall back down, and whatever the difference was, they would be paid. If the stock price went up, however, they would have to pay the difference
Oh,
instead and lose money. So because the
okay.
stock went up, they lost money.
So that's what they did.
And
Instead
and
of
the higher
betting,
it goes up, the more they keep losing.
I get it. Because instead of betting on the company, they bet against the company.
Exactly.
And then everybody
And they
made the
said they
company
would cover
so
the difference.
Right. Everybody made the company so successful, which means that they just ended up losing their fucking shirts.
Oh, and they're gonna keep losing it.
And you know what? They said this is happening, and according to what I was reading, this is happening to not just the GameStop. There's like just people are just really getting behind companies that are just somewhat nostalgic to them and reminds them of like fun times. Like BlackBerry's having the same sort of resurgence.
Yeah.
AMC movie theaters.
Yeah.
And
Nokia.
and some Nokia, Bed Bath and Beyond or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy that these companies are not actually generating enough revenue to really be seeing this sort of rise in the stock market, but
Right.
individuals have really made this shit like pop. So wouldn't this be some sort of like I feel like there should be there might be some sort of law against this, right? Because it's sort of like
Pump
not
and dump.
insider. Yeah,
It's a
pump
pu-
and
it's
dump,
called,
right?
It's called a pump and dump. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they haven't dumped yet. So at this point, everybody is just buying, waiting till it hits. Now, when it crashes, it's going to be legendary. But as long as
Why
they
aren't they
hold,
all selling? Why are they holding?
Because
Like
it's gonna keep going up.
the assumption that's going to keep going up because
Yeah, but-
every morning when you log on to your trading
Robinhood.
thing, your Robinhood. Let's just use Robinhood. This
Okay.
morning you couldn't even log into Robinhood. It was that many people trying to get on. Right? It was crazy. You're making Robinhood so much
The
money.
sites were
right now.
crashing.
Sites were crashing, right? And so
Yeah.
because everybody is saying, "All right, cool," like last week, 2 weeks ago, GameStop was $3.45.
Yeah, but Jerome, if your man who's made 2 point something billion out of 12 point something million, why is he still holding on? Like just for the respect and the camaraderie of being with everybody else? Is that why he's still holding on?
Well, he's not my man, number one, but number two.
No, I know.
Yeah, he's just one of those people who just has money and he's gonna do his own thing regardless. I think when you're looking at
Jerome,
these days,
sell your stock. I
I'm
know
not
we
selling
know you
any-
talking about yourself.
no, I'm not. The thing about it, I think, is that people see an opportunity to one make money because like some people were like, man, I made 3,000. I saw one guy who was like, I made 30,000. You know what I'm saying? I saw one guy who was like, I'm about to be able to pay for my grandmother to get out the hospital. Like, you know what I mean? If you just like tomorrow, Thursday, when this comes out, if you just obsessively watch the stock market,
Yeah.
you're either going to see it crash and burn or start to head down, or you're going to see it continue to skyrocket. And if it continues to skyrocket, we'll start to see this Securities Exchange and Commission. We'll see that sort of get involved, and you know what I mean. They said the White House is paying attention to it. They locked the subreddit. They deaded the Discord for the group. So there's a lot of eyes on this now. And I think people are just like, hey man, if I can get in here, make a couple quick $100 and then sell it by lunchtime, it's free money. You know what I'm saying? And like, why? And you can't tell me I can't do it because it's my money, right? And so what the chief of NASDAQ was trying to do was he was trying to halt trading on the four that you mentioned so that the hedge funds could reposition themselves to make money.
Fuck
But they
the
were like,
hedge funds.
that's exactly. They were like, that's illegal, right? So.
Yeah.
We have to see what happens with this moving forward, because I think we'll see everybody just continue to pour interest into this.
I
Go ahead,
think
Abdul.
I think that if it was me and I had that kind of bread, like I mean, you're saying some people made 3,000, some people made 30,000, but you haven't really made it until you sell that stock. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all fictional until that sell happens, and then you actually have the money in your account. But for me, I'm new to this stock market shit. I literally just downloaded and installed and created an account on Robinhood maybe 4 days ago, and I wish I'd known about fucking GameStop before that. But for me, I've never invested in stocks. I know nothing about it. But for Christmas, my man Rocky, instead of sending the kids Christmas gifts, he actually sent some money, and he was like, "Yo, here's some money. I want you to buy them some Apple stock," and that's their Christmas gift. Being that I'd never actually ever done that shit before, I was like, all right, well, let me go on figure out how to do this shit. So I looked up and figured out that Robinhood was a good app for somebody that's new to the game.
Yeah.
And that's how it kind of started for me. But I've taken that money and you know, I'm still figuring it out, to be honest. But you know, I need to just get more well versed in it.
I feel like if anybody is gonna leave a comment on this episode and really sort of like do the knowledge, it'll be like Noel, Eddie's man Noel. I think Noel probably has a really good understanding. Just knowing how Noel moves.
Yeah. Big up, Noel. Big up.
I feel like he's gonna be really situated in the game properly.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Noel.
I mean, really, if you just put some phone calls out, obviously people are going to be going crazy with the information now. But you know, there's no better time than now, because this could just be the beginning of people wanting to go crazy with this stuff. And if you have the free time during the day, just to sort of pay attention, like, you know what I'm saying, stock market opens at 9:30 every morning, and like Twitter goes crazy. People give away free game all day long. There's a couple cats that I follow now who are, you know, older dudes who are like, hey man, they have a lot more money to put into this stuff than I do, but I'm like, hey, you're trying to make 22 million, I'm just trying to make 2,200. You know what I'm saying? If I can make 2,200 in a day here, 1,500 in a day here, if I make $8 the next day, then it's whatever. But you just got to, it's like you got to do it, especially now, you know, like we're not working, or I'm not working at least, and so, you know what I'm saying, it's one of them things where it's just more information to attain. For sure. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's a job, man. It's a job.
I actually started talking to some people that are in that world, and this is what they do for a living as well. And, you know, he was just like, what are you really trying to get out of this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you about to trying to make a quick dollar, or, you know, you just want to have something that can grow at a good and reasonable rate over like a long-term investment? So,
yeah.
I mean, he gave me a few tips, and I think I'm about to drop some money in some of these ETF funds that he was telling me about. So, you know, just have something to fall back on in the event that I need something. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but
yeah,
I'm relying on some of this expert advice I've gotten, and we'll see what happens.
Jerome
got Bitcoin though. He said he got like, how many? You got like 12 Bitcoin, right? Bitcoins.
Listen, man, there was a time when
38 grand a pop. There
was a time when Bitcoin was very affordable, and people believed in it, and they stopped believing in it. And then I just was like, hey, I'm just going to continue to make my little deposits and my purchases, not say nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Which to me is the best way to do it. We don't really talk about money like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's personal.
And you know, over the course of time, you just keep doing it, man. The numbers rise again. You keep your mouth shut, and you keep doing it. Like, it's so many people that we live in a society where everybody wants to show everything, right? Yeah. And so the minute that backfires on you, you look like a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just don't want to put myself in a position to just be irresponsible and look like a dumbass. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there were some Bitcoin purchases 5-6 years ago that look solid, and we're gonna hold on to them because, like you said, we got another 10 years. I got another 8, 9, 10 years till my boo-boo goes to college. You know what I mean? So yeah, I want to just take all that.
Paying for all of that.
Take this.
I'm hearing don't even get rid of it then. Like, I'm hearing like this is like hold it for like the next 25 years.
There's only gonna always be so many Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 21 million.
Yeah, so the price has to go up.
Yeah, the price is gonna go up. It's like having a tier 0 sneakers. Like you know what I'm saying. At some point, the
when you
demand-
gonna cash out on your tier zeros?
I mean, you know, the supplies when the supply runs out,
You got some. You got
I'm gonna
some
flood the market.
Bitcoin-esque shoes.
Yeah, there you go. That's one way. That was my Bitcoin. Was sneakers.
Paris Dunks.
Listen,
Yo,
2,800
shout out.
years later.
3 pairs of Paris Dunks.
Listen, man, it is what it is. We'll get to that soon. You know,
Yeah.
what's a podcast? Episode 98, banned from TV.
Shout out to all the investors out there. You heard?
Shout out to them. If you're an investor, leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? We definitely want to hear your side of this saga, and we'll see what goes down.
I would love to get the Jizza and the RZA's take from Wu-Tang Financials on the market today. So, I mean, if they could come on the show, that'd be amazing. That reference is to the Dave Chappelle Show skit. For those of you who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go watch that shit. Actually, where can you watch the Dave Chappelle Show now? Like, it's no longer on Netflix.
He has COVID now, so you're not going to be watching it live.
No, you're not going to watch it live. But if you wanted to watch old skits from Dave Chappelle Show, where do I go? Do I go on YouTube? Is that allowed? Or is
It's like,
YouTube?
you can't watch the whole show on YouTube. It's like the
I
individual
know.
skit.
But who's making money? Who's making the money? Is it Comedy Central? Because we don't want to give them the money, right? We don't. We don't want to give them our views.
I think it was Comedy Central. I think
Central.
I think he asked HBO to take him down. Or he got
HBO
two of them
took it
taken
down.
But somebody else put
Netflix took it down.
Right. So then maybe it's only Comedy Central on like a holiday. I don't know. I don't have cable, so I'm not sure.
Oh
but,
man. Listen, best amazing show, one of the best shows ever on television during that era. If you haven't seen that skit, go watch that shit. Figure out where to watch it at. And watch
top 5
it.
show. Top 5.
It might be on Amazon Prime actually, and I think Amazon Prime might be compensating Dave for actually airing it. Actually, that might not be a real thing. We should look into that. I might be lying. Oh, and Silent Tom's brother was on the racial draft episode. I don't know if you remember that, but that's when I think the black people traded Tiger Woods for
Eminem.
Nah. They traded Tiger Woods to the Chinese delegation in return for who was it? Jackie Chan? I don't know who the fuck. It was somebody, but the black people gave up Tiger Woods, and they gained somebody in return. And oh man, but Silent Tom's brother was in that episode. I wonder who was it? It wasn't your brother Dave. I think it was Silent Tom's eldest brother who lives in New York. Jerry.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jerry. Silent Jerry is what we call him. But amazing. That was an amazing episode.
Yo, listen, real quick, man. I just want to give a shout out to and I haven't been home in a while, but D9 just posted that he's taking a solo vacation in Arizona for 4 days, and I just want to go home. I just saw that right now. It really upsets me.
I mean, listen, D-Nice.
Yeah.
Don't call Kellen.
Nah, Kellen's
Unless
not
you're
going
looking for a house. If you're looking for a house, D9.
looking for a house. Listen, we worked that out today. Kellen's about to be in.
Listen, if you call Kellen for anything, he's gonna show up with bottles of Ace of Spades and a dozen bitches. All right,
All white girls.
All white girls. So, I mean,
Of course.
Scottsdale's finest. So
You got to know your demo.
I get it. Shout out to Kellen. And
No doubt.
shout out to D
So-
Nice, of course. We hope you feel better. I think
Yeah.
I saw that post where he said he was dealing with a lot of just exhaustion,
it's
exhaustion and
fatigue,
fatigue, and he's been working very hard. I love that Ford commercial that he has for the new F-150, and who called it the D-150? Clark Kent actually called it the D-150. As for D Nice, so amazing things D Nice has done in 2020 and moving forward. So I think that's dope. So yeah, he needs a break, man.
Oh, listen, what's the podcast? Episode 98. I started yoga this morning. A little 15-minute situation every day.
Really? Some
It's
hot yoga,
great.
some Bikram, or at the crib?
at the crib, bro. I'm not
Ain't
going
nobody
nowhere.
fucking with no Bikram right now.
Yeah,
Hot
Bikram.
ass indoor
Bikram is
yoga.
just that's COVID
I think-
right there.
But
I don't even call it Bikram anymore.
You can't even call it Bikram anymore.
You sweat out the COVID. You can't call it
Yeah.
Bikram.
Nah, because
No.
he's like a rapist or something like that.
Rapist,
Like
yeah.
Bikram's a
Yeah.
person.
Bikram
Yeah.
is the dude who invented it. that style of yoga.
Yeah, because you can't do that.
He had like
Oh,
he had like
wait
a
a
cult.
minute. They got a thing on him on Netflix.
Yep.
I
There you
saw,
go.
I saw something about that, but I didn't know that's who this was. I knew he was
Yeah.
some sort of yogi type
Yeah,
of
he was
character.
he was getting it in.
Yeah, he was a nasty dude, but he was
Yeah.
rich though. He made a lot of dough.
Yeah, I mean,
He had like Rolls Royces and all this shit.
I think you're talking about a different one. You're talking about the cult in like Washington or something.
No,
right?
I've seen that one. That's an amazing documentary.
This dude,
by the
Big
way.
Ron, was rocking the rolls.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything?
He was in Hollywood though. He was in Hollywood and he was
Getting it in.
fucking all kinds of white actresses and shit like that. He was living it up.
Yep.
He was doing what Kellen is doing now. He was doing it like 30
We
years
gotta
ago.
chill. We gotta chill, bro. I'm about to offend somebody Jamaican. Next comment, I'm offending somebody Jamaican. So it is what
Shout
it
out
is,
to
man.
Kellen, man. Shout out to
Shout out.
that's family,
Yeah,
man.
we're not gonna associate Kellen with Big Ron.
Yeah, my bad. I went too
He
far.
said, nah,
I went too far. All right, my bad.
Back to my practice because that's
All
where we
right,
actually
all right.
started it. So basically, what there's like the daily. Isabella stretches every morning. She just is into that. So I was like, man, let's just try yoga this morning. So there's this dude we follow. It's like a Nike trainer or whatever, and he put up a bunch of free posts. I bought a mat last week just in case, and boom, 15 minutes this morning, got it popping, and feeling fantastic.
Yo,
so I
that's
suggest that everybody get some stretching in your life quietly to start your day. You know what I'm saying?
We're about to see Jerome when the weather gets hot. Malcolm X Park with some spandex on. Like that's about to be your move.
Well,
like
I'm not.
it's a good way.
He gonna ride his bike there with
riding
Listen,
the bike
Yeah.
with the spandex on. I'm already starting to get the bike followers. The bike followers are coming to my Instagram. Is like when you go to the Explore page, it's all bike riders. You know
Jerome
what I'm saying?
Biker the third.
Yeah, look, y'all tripping. Like it's really going down. Like fuck out of here.
It's a good way to get some meet some women too. You know what I'm saying? Be out there like they think like you read books and shit like that. You're out there with a yoga mat. I mean,
Jerome out there all flexible and shit.
Even if you don't, you could just say you do. You know what I mean? They're gonna go for it.
I started reading a book called The Hoops Whisperer. It's about this guy Ivan Roddick, and he was a personal trainer for Steve Francis. So he was like Steve Francis.
I used to tell him I read books too. You just had a couple of names like in the tuck just in case you need to pull it out. You know
I've also come to the conclusion that I'm gonna write a script before the year is over.
Let's do it. I want to write a script too.
I want to write a script about the Black suburban experience.
Oh,
right, because I feel like there's too many Black movies and shows about trauma. Right, like all we hear about is drugs and. You know what I'm saying? The mean streets in 1979. All right, that's cool, my nigga. I'm from Mesa, Arizona.
Listen,
right,
Scottsdale bitches.
I was
Let's
knocking
talk
down
about
white
it.
girls.
My suburban experience.
I rode a skateboard.
It's gonna be Kellen's life all over again. Let's do it.
Not Kellen.
What's Kellen called? The Bakers?
Nah. Loosely based. We gotta change the names. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna write a script before the year is over. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm just kind of really. I think I watched the trailer for Snowfall and I was like, this looks great. But I was like, it's just another drug inner city. And
which is a great show, by the way.
It's a great show. But it's another drug inner city. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Vince Staples interview on Hot 97 a few years ago.
No.
Where he completely shitted on all of them. Oh, one of the greatest interview ever.
He shitted on Hot 97?
He shitted on the entire staff because they thought he was going to come in there and be ignorant rapper dude and I
fuck with Vince Staples. I love listening to him talk.
He did a complete 180 on them. And you can literally see Laura Stiles, Rosenberg, and them. They're just looking at him. They have nothing to say. They can't respond to any sentence he says. You know what I'm saying? I watch this shit like 3 times a week. It's fucking motivational. It's fantastic. So
I love it.
I'm gonna write a story about the Black middle class experience, and not on some what's this show that y'all that Ish show? That shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? So
what Ish?
Blackish,
okay,
Grownish, and all that ish. I mean, there was I mean.
That's giving another side to a Black family. It might not be our side or your side, but
it's not mine. Yeah. So I
feel
like
it's like a Cosby show esque type life. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So I like that too, though.
It's
I like
cool.
Blackish. Yeah, it's
I
cool.
I just feel like it misses a few points from the experience. You know what I
No,
mean?
I think that's a great idea, Rome. I think there's definitely a window of people that will feel your side of the story, and yeah, you should do it. You
Yeah,
should
so
do it.
I think we're gonna get it popping, man. By the end of the year, I'm gonna try to have, you know what I'm saying? I told myself, 10 minutes every month. If I can write 10 minutes every month, that'll put me at what? Hour and
You
a
gotta
half?
do better than that.
Oh,
You
you
gotta
could,
do better
yeah.
than 10 minutes a month, bro.
No. What I'm saying is if I can actually write 10 minutes of the film
Oh, I see. I see.
yeah,
Okay.
not write for 10 minutes, but yeah, write ten
Okay.
minutes of the film per month. And I mean, listen, I think that's a very lofty goal.
Who's gonna
Um,
play you?
we'll see. I got to
Here
see
we
who's like
go.
young, who can play basketball. You know what I'm saying? The real
Who can
hoops.
ride a bike?
I wasn't riding bikes in high school.
Oh, okay. Who's
I'm trying
gonna play? Who's gonna play Streetwear Eddie and I and Silent Time?
Are we going that far? Are we going that far out? We going to the
Even yo, write us into the show. I need to
might be
I need to be in there.
yeah, because y'all will be at the beginning. It'll be like one of
Yeah.
those like, how did you get here? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
listen,
okay.
Commonwealth
You know?
2006 when they opened up, we were there. Come on,
there.
you know the vibes.
right.
That was
Then we got to do
15
that
years ago.
flashback,
Yeah.
Mesa, Arizona across the screen, and you know
Who
what I'm saying?
who would I
It'll
like
be
to play me? I would like
Harold.
You can't have somebody that's the same age play.
You
wait.
can't get Harold? Or is that
you
Kumar?
Nah, Kumar. You're thinking
Kumar. He was like a senator or some shit.
Nah, Kumar's too corny, man. We
He's
need,
like a senator.
Yeah, they said in real life, it's how Harold was supposed to be the super geek and like the straight edge dude, and Kumar was the wild one. In real life, it was actually the other way around, and Kumar was like the real square, and Harold, the guy who plays Harold, is like the wild
Off
out
the hook.
kid. Yeah,
Harold's gonna play Tom.
that's a racist, but okay, I'm with it. Yeah, let's go. I like that. Let's be racist. Who's gonna play Eddie? John Leguizamo.
Wait, who? Wait,
John Leguizamo's gonna play Eddie.
no. Real talk. You know what? Remember, did we talk about how he's not Puerto Rican?
Who? John Leguizamo?
John Leguizamo's
No,
not, I
he
don't
is.
think.
He is.
No, he's not Puerto Rican.
What do
No,
you
they
mean?
found out he's not Puerto Rican. Like
He is,
did the-
bro. He's
Bro,
Puerto
that's-
Rican or Dominican. He's one of
Nah,
them.
he's supposed to be Puerto Rican.
he's
Oh, he's
sort of
Colombian. He's Colombian. Silent
Colombian.
Times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He's of the Latin diaspora.
Spanish-
Is that how
he's
you say it?
Spanish.
He's Spanish dude from Queens.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he just we're trying to stick to like the realness here. I want it to
Okay.
be as real as possible.
Oh, okay. Bad Bunny can play Eddie.
I fuck with it. That's my man. I fuck with Bad Bunny. That's my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
episode 98 was a podcast. Listen, Bear from TV. Listen, I'll do quarterly updates on the script.
there we go.
Talk to my man Crooked about it. We might, I think I got to go to Vegas in a few weeks, man. So
Oh,
we'll
what?
see.
I'll go with you.
jumping on
I'll
that
go with you.
plane?
I'll have the second
Oh,
dose.
same. We could do a live. We could do a
Let's-
live road podcast.
We could go there. We could go have a
What's the
collab with
podcast?
Road Podcast.
There's a new spot opening out there, and it's just I've had to make some good Vegas connections over the pandemic, and I've also been involved in they want to do a 5 a.m. chicken finger challenge, chicken tender challenge, which is going to be amazing.
Hold on. what are you doing?
Nobody can beat me in that. What is this about?
The
Tell me
5
more.
a.m. chicken. Which strip club has the best chicken tenders at 5 in the morning? But you know, what I'm
It
saying?
has
Like,
to be
I
a
don't-
strip club. Or
Yeah,
a
that's,
rest-
the
okay.
reason you go to the strip
Oh,
club
I
at
see.
5 in
Okay.
the morning is to eat the chicken tenders. So
Is it
yeah, what? Oh my god!
at
they're
5
amazing.
a.m.? Nah, I'm not thinking about
Dog,
chicken.
after
tenders.
I'm complete,
I can honestly tell you, I've never had food at a strip club
Same.
ever.
And I've not
I
been a
would-
big strip club guy to begin with, but the few
Bro.
times I have gone,
I wasn't
what?
thinking about ordering
Yeah.
chicken
we went
tenders.
we went to we went
Yeah.
to Rhino, and after I just was like, okay, we got to get out of here, Kel, because like I just
He
can't
was
run
like,
up any
"Nah,
more
we
money.
just order some food. What are you talking about?
Get these chicken tenders, sober up real quick. Sun's coming up. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
situation.
okay.
You know,
all
we'll,
right.
we'll get to that. But episode 98 was a podcast. We don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of sneaker talk. I know there's a lot of sneaker
Ooh.
disappointments. Right? There's been
Yeah.
a lot of been a lot of sneaker disappointment lately, because it feels like it's getting even worse with trying to get these shoes, particularly from Nike. It seems like the sneakers app is just completely trash. They just uploaded these neutral gray ones.
Oh
Those
man,
those are tough.
I need 3 pairs.
What did they drop today?
No, they didn't. They're coming out
Oh, okay.
February 10th
Oh
or
no,
February 11th or something like that.
because it said today's drops, and the first shoe was some wild Westbrook looking sneaker. Yeah, so they just seem to really be not showing love to the right people. And so the Phoenix Suns Sakai waffles, I heard that's a
Yeah.
February drop. I read that's a February drop.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Maybe
putting
some
the word out.
all-star type shit. Something.
Unfortunately, the NBA is trying to have an all-star game now, which is completely irresponsible.
Yeah, they stupid.
But it's not gonna have it. How is that gonna be different from their normal games? They're just
Because
not
you
gonna have a
like
crowd,
players
right?
from every single team from all over the.
Yeah, you
I
have people
know, but
flying in
There's no
from multiple
bubble.
places.
There's no bubble.
No bubble, and they're trying to have.
Oh, they're gonna have a crowd at the game.
Well, they're trying to have it in Atlanta. Atlanta is currently Georgia is allowing people
Yeah,
to come in.
this is irresponsible.
Oh, Georgia's wide open.
Got you. Yeah, this
Georgia,
is
Florida, Arizona, they all the same.
just
Georgia.
look for this season's gonna end right after that All-Star. Everybody's
Georgia
gonna have COVID.
Yeah. Georgia and California are at 100% capacity for their hospitals, but yet
I
they're
feel like
wide
all the NBA players already got the second shot by now, probably already.
They tried to do them like that. I don't know if any of them have got it. Honestly,
I feel like they
couple that I
have.
know, so they
There's
haven't.
got to be some players who are like, I'm not gonna take the shot. I can see that happening as well, and you can't force anybody to take it too. So
I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe if you have a sports contact, maybe you can. Maybe that they can put it in their contract.
It depends
Yeah,
on
but
the.
nobody knew this fucking pandemic was gonna happen. I don't know if
Right.
there's anything written in anyone's contract.
Well, no, I mean I'm saying, but yeah, you're right.
So
So what we'll do is I don't know. I mean, is there any sneaker conversation worthwhile?
I'm looking forward to these. The Stussy Air Force Ones came out right around Christmas time. They had a white pair and a black pair that came out.
Canvas.
They're all canvas or hemp. I think they might be hemp actually.
Okay.
Maybe they are canvas, but Stussy is dropping 250 pairs that they hand dyed in 5 different colors. I think it's 250 pairs, but either way, they're dropping this Friday on Stussy.com only. Extremely fire. I like 4 out of the 5 colors, and I'm getting 3 of those. So shout out to Clark Kent again, my brother, for hooking me up on the list for those. That's a beautiful shoe. I'm a big Air Force One guy. Obviously, we all know that. So, yeah, I like those a lot, man. So I'm looking forward to those dropping. What else is coming out? You talked about the white and neutral gray Jordan 1s. They've never been retro before. Looks beautiful, beautiful. I saw it in person on somebody's feet, and I was like, God damn, them shits look so dope. So that's coming out February 10th. I got to get like 3 or 4 pairs of them shits. But also, I don't know, I think we talked about a few weeks ago, Joe Fresh Goods did a Converse All-Star, and now there's pictures and coming out of a friends and family version of that. That's, I think there's 100 pairs that he's giving out to his folks. Beautiful shoe, and of course, black creators and black designers need to be celebrated more. And so I'm just proud of that dude and what he's done in the sneaker game and in the fashion world and all those things. So I think that's great, man. I wish I could have gotten a pair of those Converses, but I didn't. And also, really, Converse is not my thing. I have the pair that released. Just I wanted to support the brother. So yeah, but those are dope. Those are dope. And what other sneakers? The Polo Clot joints.
Gorgeous,
Yeah,
right?
those that might go down tonight.
We should talk about that whole Polo Clot collection real quick.
Let's do it real quick. Yeah,
because that whole fucking what would we call that? A capsule of some sort?
Yeah. That's it.
That whole shit is fire. The clothes are dope, but let's talk about that fucking sneaker because in the past, I'll be honest, I've been very disappointed in polo sneakers.
Just polo footwear in general.
Well, ever since like polo boots, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the cookie boots and things like that, the
polo
Ranger
sport hiking
boots. Yeah. And ever since after that, there's not been a polo shoe or polo sneaker that's come out that I've really fuck with. But these, they're what color is this? I think it's some sort of Spanish word.
Terracotta. Terracotta. Yeah.
Yo,
$125.
Clay color.
Clay color, sort of like got
Like a salmon.
with sort of like a Gucci sneaker vibe with the blue and red. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they knocked this out the park, man. So shout out to Edison Chen and all the folks over at Juice and Clot, my man Tony. They did the thing on this shit, but the clothes are also fucking fire.
Yeah, everything's pretty fire.
That chambray shirt jacket with the buttons going across.
The Bruce Lee buttons.
The Bruce Lee buttons. Come on, man.
It's just fire.
Wait till you see Silent Tom with that shit on. You know what I'm saying?
But there's also
Wait till you see me with that shit on. I'm gonna be out here flossing.
Yeah.
there's also the polo cloth. It's the Oxford shirt. So there's a chambray shirt.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
Right. So it just
And it's
kinda
all
depends
unisex, right?
they're making it seem as such. These images weren't up this morning when I first looked. There's a lot more up here now. And
crew neck, the
crew neck
the
is
tie-dye indigo sweatshirt is fire.
fire.
Yeah.
The polo shirt is fire too.
I didn't see
The polo shirt is fire too, man.
Yeah,
God
this
damn.
is crack.
Nah, they did the thing on this, man. It's
And it's
dope.
all still up for sale. I can't believe it's still like that's not nothing sold out.
Yeah.
I give people time, man. And
I'm
I
gonna
think-
grab these sneakers, man. I'll be honest. I'm gonna grab
them
this.
too.
I'm gonna grab.
I
these
think a lot of
sneakers.
people, man, when it comes to Ralph, they just overlook it because of the hype stuff. You know what I mean? But there's super quality Ralph Lauren stuff. Like, that's why I miss going to the mall because you could always catch something on sale in the polo section.
Right.
For,
I actually went to
for-
the mall
for-
today, and
Woo.
I saw a
whatever.
bunch of shit.
What mall you go to?
Montgomery Mall,
Okay.
and I swung by Macy's and saw a whole bunch of shit.
That's
for
it.
sale.
That's exactly where you go. You go to
That's-
Macy's,
That's it.
always something on sale, and it's
Yep.
like, I got to pick it up because I'm here.
Yeah, and I'm not a big scarf guy, but if I was, this
Clot
this
scarf is dope.
It's
Dope.
fire.
But I'm saying like, it could double as a mask. That's the new staple,
Yo,
I'm not
you
mad.
know-
I'm not mad at the chinos either, to be honest.
You know
I
what?
like the chinos.
the Bayport jacket with this shit is amazing. The classic polo, you know what I'm saying, joint, but it's got like a little clot vibe to it. This
Yeah.
shit right here is off the chain.
The regular golf jacket.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
front. If anybody pulls up in this shit, I'll be like, yo, you won. You killed
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
The
You might see-
chambray,
it might go down. You might see it happen.
you might have to, bro, because the
I mean-
chambray with
Oh man,
the pants, with the
I mean,
crew neck.
even if you get the whole kit top to bottom, you spending like $350.
yeah.
Nah, you might be pushing 7.
Nah, for the button up, the pants, and the shoes.
Oh no, but I want this Bayport jacket, and that's 300 on its
Okay.
own.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You spend
Yeah,
7.
or you might just drop a cool G before you even know it.
You really okay? Let's be honest. That's where you are. You're at a G.
You're at a G because
I mean, I would just do the white button up, the khakis, and the shoes.
I would have to do the chambray, I got to do that. I got to do the Bayport jacket and the sneakers, and we're knocking at a G right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
But
knocking
I'm
knocking
about to
at
put all
the
this
door.
shit. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm put this shit in my cart right now.
that's a fly G. Like if you spend $1,000, that's fly.
Hell yeah!
All right,
Hell
listen.
yeah.
We're gonna move on because
Shout out to Clot,
Clot,
man. This is amazing. I mean, they knocked this collection out the park, man. Way better than the Kith
Oh, it's-
collection that came out a little while ago. I think Kith had a collab with Polo, and
All this
that
shit's
shit
unavailable.
wasn't
yo.
really it. What are you talking about?
I just try to click my size and it says products unavailable. Products unavailable.
Oh, you're lying.
Yeah.
No, I got the Bayport jacket in my,
You got the
in my
shoes?
cart. No, let me see what the shoes are. You grabbed a size 9, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
you
it won't even
bastard.
let me fuck with it.
No, I think all the shoes are sold out. I had the size 11. Product Polo Clot's court suede
Yeah.
sneaker is unavailable.
Ah,
Yeah.
pussy Clot.
I know.
Fuck.
Resellers got them.
So, all right, what
They're
is
also
that?
at Dover Street Market. Dover Street Market. I'm gonna go on there after this and try to grab a pair
The
from there.
chino
What is that-
pants
what is that?
sold out.
What is Abdul watching?
Yo, listen, TV's back, dog. TV is fucking back. I finished all 5 seasons of Damages on Hulu. I've been talking about that for the last few weeks. Amazing show. I'm not gonna go much into it. I've talked about it in previous episodes. So just go watch Damages on Hulu. You can thank me later. Mad people hit me up. They're like they didn't know about it, and just I put them on for that shit. So great show. I just started watching The Warrior on HBO Max, which is it's I think it's a story based on the writings of Bruce Lee, and it's San Francisco based in the 1800s when a lot of Chinese immigrants were coming over, and I'm only in the first episode, but so far it seems like what the story is about is when immigrants came to this country back then, and even today, they stuck to their own, right? Everybody just kind of clicks up, and within those cliques, you have a faction of people that could be taking advantage of their own people, whether it's like extortion, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You see that's what the Italians did, and the Irish did that, and seems like the Chinese also did it in San Francisco in those days. I don't know if this is fact based, but that's what the story is about. It's about Chinatown, San Francisco, and the Chinese gangsters that ran that shit. And this one character who comes over, and I think he's here looking for his sister. But very well written show. I just watched the first episode. I'm hooked. I need to go through the whole thing. HBO Max is just dropping a lot of good shit, man. So great show. Another show I also started watching is called Flack, and it's on Amazon Prime. The first season is already up, and I'm not sure if it's an old show or not, but it says 2021. But it's about an American fixer. I think she's like a public relations person, but living in the UK and in London. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Ray Donovan. You know what I'm saying? You always need somebody on the team when something goes wrong. You can call them to clean shit up. Yeah. In our crew, like, I think Streetwear Eddie might be our fixer. You know what I'm saying? He could always be reliable. He'd be like, yo,
I'm on my way.
Eddie, you got to get rid of this body.
I'm on my way.
Allegedly.
I'm on my way.
So this is that sort of story, protecting celebrities and, cleaning up their dirty laundry. Really well written, very interesting show. It's on Amazon Prime. So that's what I've been getting into, man. And also catching up on Your Honor on Showtime is still on. I still need to watch this past Sunday's episode. I've been, heavily immersed in all these other shows. And so yeah, I gotta get to Your Honor. But other than that, that's about it, man. That's about it on my side.
Well, listen, man. I didn't watch anything.
I haven't really been watching shit either. Any new music?
You should check out One Night in Miami as well on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah,
good things about that.
One Night in Miami.
Yeah, it's about I don't know if it's a fictional story, but it's about Malcolm X. What was my man's name? Sam Cooke. What was the guy who played football for
Jim Brown?
Jim Brown, Cleveland Browns,
and Muhammad Ali.
And Muhammad Ali. It's
I think it's fictional. I don't think it's real.
Yeah, that I don't know how all of them would have ended up.
Sounds like a good time.
It's directed by Regina King, which is she's an amazing actress and also now a director. So that's in my list of shows and movies to watch, man. So yeah, One Night in Miami is another one. I gotta check it out.
So real quick, what else is there? Oh, the biggest music news of the week has to be that kid Amorphous and Fat Joe. They got the single. Amorphous is like a producer who's been blowing up on Twitter, and he did Fat Joe's new single. It's like him singing over the Luther Vandross with Rihanna. It's a whole movement. Diddy's in the video. There's a whole bunch of just 50-year-old rap vibes. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Fat Joe though, man. My man has been in the game. Like I think he's been the longest person in the game that's still relevant. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's anybody
a handful
in
of them.
Who?
I mean, you have Nas.
Nas
who
had
questionably had the
Fat Joe
best
came out
album
before
of
Nas, didn't he?
2020. Nah, he didn't. No way.
I don't know.
Nas came out in 90. First album dropped in 94. First
did-
single
When did
was
Fat
even
Joe's
before
first
that
album
in
come out?
not 94.
I don't know.
Not 94. But also Nas, if you remember, he was in Third Base's first
I'm just
album,
saying,
and
Fat Joe
Yeah,
is a little more relevant than Nas in nowadays music.
I don't know.
They're not playing that no Nas shit on the radio.
I mean,
Joe's first album came out in '93.
Yeah, I
Nas
think
94. So
Fat Joe's been
Okay.
around before Nas, yo. He,
yeah,
Well,
Joe.
first-
I think
first
Joe
album,
came out in
maybe.
92.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
but
but if you think-
nevertheless,
yeah.
the song is blowing up for the urbanites. You know what I mean? But it's definitely it feels like an older record. I mean, Joe is at 50.
I mean,
still
Joe's almost
rapping,
50
you
years
know?
old.
Yeah, if he's not 50, he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's close.
He's knocking on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so whatever. I mean, it's all good. Peace to all the 50-year-olds out there. But it is what it is. What's a podcast? Episode 98, banned from TV. We absolutely knocked it out the park. Did we miss? I think we covered everything.
Yep.
Check us out on YouTube, man. Subscribe.
YouTube, rate, subscribe, and comment. Smash
and-
that
and
like
rate-
button.
Yeah, smash that like button. And rate, subscribe, rate, and comment on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that shit. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your moms. You know what I'm saying? Tell everybody.
Word.
Yeah.
Shout
Tell
out to my
everybody
man.
about the podcast.
Shout out to my man. Don't charge Abdul.
Yes, sir.
My man, always available. Hashtag Streetwear Eddie.
Yo, peace.
I am DJ Jerome Baker III, and we are out of here. Peace.